Oh, sure. Well, it's good to see you. We've got some good news to talk about, which is always nice. You said that win at Bradford had been coming. How did it feel when it finally did?
Yeah, I think look, it was really good for the lads and the fans and everyone in the football club to get a win after the run that we've been on. But like I said after the game in the interview, it had been coming. I think the performance levels had been at a very good level, and the big moments within games just hadn't quite gone our way. So it was good the other night to get it coming our way for a change.
What were you happier with, would you say, the clean sheet or the 3 points?
I think they come inside. I think for any real success and long-term success, you need clean sheets. I think it's a base that we're looking to build on, and we want to get clean sheets, and it does build the success. But to get the 3 points, I think that was much needed. So if you'd have probably asked, I'd say the 3 points was much needed for the confidence of everyone.
What has that win done, for you personally and for everybody over the past couple of days since?
I think everyone comes back into the club with a spring in their step. But for us as a management team, we're very process driven in the way that we work, and we believe in what we're doing and how we're working, and we knew that it would come, and we knew that performance, all round performance as well, by the way, that the press from the front two, from the three in midfield, from the wing backs to the back three and the goalie, all the way through the group, to defend your box the way that we did, and the way that we hunted the ball up the pitch as well, to stop and limit them to balls coming into our box, which in League Two every team wants to put the ball into your box, and we really limited Bradford on a tricky pitch. So it's a huge credit to our lads.
Let's talk about the goal scorer as well. A word on Macauley Langstaff. Debut season at this level, but he's a top scorer in the whole of the EFL. Racked up his 25th goal of the season at Bradford. What's he like to work with?
Yeah, every day he comes in with a smiling face, trying to improve. He works so hard on the training ground as well at his game, and he gets the rewards on the pitch. And you see him, he's not just a goal scorer for the team, his work ethic first and foremost. When you watch him, the way that he presses and gets us on the front foot within games is exceptional. And he's an unbelievable character about the place. So yeah, he's a joy to work with.
You've played him in a few positions over the past few weeks. Is that testament to him that he's just happy to be in the team, and he'll play wherever you want him to play?
I think Macca can play in a number of positions, and he doesn't just go playing them. He plays in them to a very high standard, and I think you've seen that. I think away at Newport, he was on the left and scored a couple of goals, and then you see at Bradford down the middle in the two. He linked really well with Jatter. He knows when to pop in. He's got so much more football intelligence, because there's a lot of goal scorers out there that when you look at forwards as a goal scorer, you think that they kind of goal hang a little bit and just get their tap-ins like he did. But if you look at his all-round play the other night, he linked the play. He got us through the first phase of a press so many times where he come into areas where centre-halves can't come in with him. He linked the play, and then he got us going up the pitch, and then it ended up with a cross in the box, and he's on the end of the crosses. He doesn't just come and link the play. He makes sure he goes and gets in his slots, and I think that's very key. And he's got an all-round game, so he's a real pleasure to work with, because for defenders now, you don't really know what to do. You think you've just got to defend him in the box, but when he arrives late in the box, it's very hard to mark.
And him and the other goal scorer on the night, Alassana Jatta, might be striking up a pretty exciting seeming strike partnership.
Yeah, look, we said that when we brought Jatta in, that we had to be patient. We had to bed him in on the training ground, and then also introduce him slowly with minutes into the games. And look, he's taken his opportunity. Away at Aki, he was excellent, and the other night at Bradford, he was excellent. And it looks like they're forming a good partnership and a real understanding very, very early on in playing together. But look, first and foremost, he's coming in. His work ethic again was outstanding for the team, and once you get that the rest will come.
8 games to go now, each one carrying significant importance, being 6 points off the playoffs. Granted, with the game in hand, it's doable, but probably more of an outside chance at the minute. So is it just about trying to keep it alive with every game that passes?
Yeah, look, ever since I've come in, I've said that we'll go one game at a time, and nothing's changed. Look, obviously, like you've just stated there, we're 6 points off with a game in hand. There's lots of points to play for, but we've just got to go one game at a time and make sure that we play to the level that we've been performing at and be on the right end of results.
Salford's games see quite a lot of goals in them, even more so than Notts games over the last 10, both for and against. How important is Tuesday's win, and probably even more so the timing of it, so that there's confidence in defence and attack ahead of playing a side whose games features a lot of goals in them?
Yeah, I think it's always key to have the confidence. But I think if you look at our performances, I don't feel that our players have shown a lack of confidence when we've gone into games. Like I said, I think we've performed to a very good level. It's going to be a very difficult test because they're another team that want to come man for man with you and be really aggressive at the high end of the pitch. And when you look into the stats, there's not many passes played within these games against Salford. So look, we know it's going to be a really tough test. And if you look at their squad, they can make 4 or 5 changes, and the level of player coming in keeps it at a very high level, Salford. So they've got some really big threats, and we've got to be wary of that. But also we've got to make sure that we play the way that we play, and we're always trying to inflict our game on other teams, and that's how we look to play at home.
And hopefully you'll be looking for your first home win. Is that on your mind when you're on the back of a win that hasn't happened yet, or is that just, are you sort of just riding the confidence and hoping that it just comes?
Look, I always look at home form, and in any league it's key to make sure that your home form is very good. Since we've been here, it's been unfortunate within games that we've lost at home, but I feel that the win is coming at home, and I feel that the fans have been incredible. The other night away at Bradford, they got behind the lads from the first minute to the 95th. We've got to make sure that on Saturday that we come out the traps and start fast and get the fans behind us. And then I think if we can do that with 11,000 home fans behind us, it makes it a very powerful tool, and we've got to use it to our advantage on Saturday.
What can you take from the fact you've played the last 3 away? What from that can you take into a home game? Because you're taking the lead in all 3 of them. Is there things like that you can take into this now?
Yeah, I think we've taken the lead at home in games as well. I think we've just made individual errors that have cost us, and the types of goals that we've conceded, especially at home, have been frustrating, and it does deflate everyone in the whole stadium. That's the fans, that's us as a management team, and it's the players on the pitch. So we've got to make sure, once again, that the same as Bradford, if we can play with that intensity and restrict the opposition to limiting them to putting balls into our box and crosses and getting set pieces in the final third, I think we can have a very successful game.
Well, good luck. Thank you, Stuart.
Cheers, thank you, all the best.
Hello, Stuart. It's John here from the Football League paper.
Hi John, how are we doing? You okay?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Just a couple for me, because I think you've covered sort of a lot of areas there. But just first of all, just ask you, has anything about Macauley Langstaff's game surprised you so far?
I think always from the outside in, like I said earlier, as a goal scorer, when you're working with goal scorers, a lot of the time they're in the box. That's their biggest trait. But with Macca, his all-round game's incredible. But his work ethic first and foremost. But without his ability and his goal scoring ability, his work ethic is incredible. It's infectious and it rubs off on the group, and we've seen that since we've come in.
And just on the EFL, what do you think has sort of been the biggest lessons that you've sort of learned so far from League Two?
I think that you have to combat the opposition. I think that we can play the beautiful football that we play at times and dominate games, but as a group we've got to make sure that we're prepared to really defend our box as a group, and that's from the front, and it starts from the front, because teams within the EFL, especially League Two, though every entry they get an opportunity to put into your box, they go into. So we've got to make sure that every time we go into a game, we know that we're going to have a lot of possession. It's the way that we play, and we want to control the game with the ball, but we've also got to make sure that we're ready to defend our box with our lives.
And how enjoyable has it been so far, sort of managing in the Football League, and obviously at a club with like Notts County with a lot of tradition and history?
Yeah, look, it's been brilliant. It's been enjoyable. It's been difficult at times with the results in the way that they've gone, but as a management team, it's been a real test in the sense it's testing us tactically, which we love, and yeah, we're really enjoying it at the minute.